protection spells and spells for the next life. And there are lots of different chambers that are there, and what you see is all the different ways that they were carving out of the stone, and that they made these crypts more able for people to go into the next life. And this is after we'd walked down this super steep incline. This is right outside the crypt as we're getting ready to go down. And here you see us going down this 30-degree incline where there's no light. We kind of showed the flash here to show what it looks like, but it's like 60 feet down, and it's at such a high degree of climbing that you feel like you're going into the pits. And it's 110 degrees in there as well. And here's Ryan and I posing for pictures after hyperventilating our way down the crypt. My first time on the camel.
Yeah, it's recording.
Recording?
It's recording.
Okay, you need to change the photo.
I'm here so with your permit.
After mounting the camels, which was not that hard, but kind of weird at that angle, you see us kind of on the camels, getting our pictures taken. Here's our cheesy making the point of the pyramid picture. Here's me holding a little pyramid in my hand. And here you see us steering the camels. Now, while steering the camels wasn't difficult, because, you know, they don't want to walk it to keep, like, jangling their harnesses and telling them, like, which means go and stop and lay down and everything. Basically, our camels just walked because they wanted to walk, because I don't think we did anything. Here, my camel wants to attack the other camel, turn around, it's like, hey, other camel. But basically, what we did is we took our little camels on a tour, we got our pictures taken. It cost about 300 Egyptian pounds. Egyptian pounds are 5.5 to $1 American dollar, so it cost me about 55 bucks. And the cameleer was still trying to get more money out of us. Here, they're telling us to get our camels to lie down. So you get your camel to lie down, you go, which sounds like you're spitting. But basically, my camel did not want to do anything. That's a camel over there trying to get the camel to lie down, but didn't want to go. Ryan's camel finally goes halfway down after about a couple of minutes, and what you see is you see Ryan's camel sitting there. He's sitting at like a 45-degree angle, and his camel won't go down. It's like, I don't want to go down. My camel goes down, so the cameleer goes up there and hits it in the legs, which I didn't really approve of, but my camel wouldn't let me off. Finally, camel goes down. Ryan's camel goes down, and we get to get off after that scintillating ride by the pyramids of Egypt. Here you see our guide Ahmed and our security guard Saeed pointing out all the sites to us. These 3 pyramids were built by Cubis, and he built them for himself, his daughter, and his wife. And the pyramids are a big tourist attraction, just not for Americans, it seems. And that is why, as Americans, we'd have a security guard. And here he is, Saeed, with his automatic pistol, Uzi, whatever, hanging out the back of his pocket. Each of the pyramids has a different color when it hits the sun. And then here you see Ryan and I posing in front of the 3 Great Pyramids away. It's not exactly lined up as it is when you're on the other side of the pyramids. And it's really in the middle of the desert. But at the same time, what you don't see is my back is to, it's a McDonald's. There's a McDonald's behind me.
On a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable.
This is just the moon over the Sinai Desert as we drove back another 4 hours to get to Eilat. The next day we went to Jordan, or as our guide called it, the Democratic Republic of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan welcomes you. Once again, we were picked up in Eilat and then dropped off to walk across the border. I will deny it, I was not a drug mule. My brother did not like the fact that I took the envelope across the border, but it was only full of money, so I feel like that is still okay. 8,000 feet up in the air, this is kind of like the Grand Canyon of Jordan, getting ready to go to Petra.
I hope you had the time of your life.
To get to the treasure, you walk through something called the Seek, and the Seek is just a canyon. It's about 1.5 miles in, and what you're seeing here are the walls of the Seek. They had different water tunnels that brought you water all the way down, even though this is a desert. It was really interesting, and we are also walking on what was known as a Roman road, because the Romans conquered the Nabateans in 100 AD. After you walk 1.5 miles through the sea, you come out onto this carved entryway, and what you're looking at right now is the treasury. And if you've ever seen Indiana Jones, this will look familiar to you because you rode a horse through here and got, you know, rescued the Holy Grail or whatever. But this is walking through and you get to see the treasury, which in reality is a tomb, and it is carved and it was abandoned. Abandoned might be the wrong word. The Romans came and they overtook the Nabateans and they threw the bodies out and they lived in these structures instead. What you're seeing now is you're seeing the top of it, and they believe that there's a treasure hidden in there, and so there's lots of different bullets and gun fragments, and people tried to shoot at it to see if they could get to the gold that was in there. What you're looking at is only the top part. There is actually an under part of Petra that has not been dug up yet. They think it probably goes 40 or 50 feet down, and they haven't looked at it yet because it costs money to excavate. You can see me standing in front of the treasury. It's about 8 stories tall. It's really, really big. You can also see that there are lots and lots of other tombs that are set up here too. Cameliers actually have you ride their camels down up the Seek if you can't make it, but it's better to walk. Here you see Stairway to the Heavens. This was believed that their souls would go to the heavens. They had the same beliefs that Egyptians had, that you lived in the sky after you died. So lots of their tombs had stairways built up to the sky so that your spirit could get up there after you died. Our guide Maggie said that Petra is only 5% excavated. That's mostly due to money. But as you can see, what you're looking at is tombs, and the tombs were always really built high. So the fact that they're at ground level right now says that there's a lot more to Petra, like stores and houses, that we just haven't seen yet. This is an amphitheater built by the Nabateans, then finished by the Romans. You can tell where they started because theirs is where it gets all crooked. To visit the highest tombs, you have to climb what is called the Stairway to the Gods. You can take a donkey, but it might kick you off. So my brother and I and our tour group ended up climbing all the way up here. It's about 300 steps up, and the steps aren't what I exactly call steps, more like rock ledges. And once you do get all the way up there, you get to go inside the tombs, and you get to see these rooms that they actually carved out of solid rock. And here I am after we climbed, and as you can see here, some of the doorways still haven't been excavated. They're still underground. Inside one of the tombs, you can see they chiseled this out with, chisels, obviously, but everything has got right angles. Everything is perfect. And the ceiling is absolutely beautiful. They tell us due to smoke and all the minerals that are in there. You can even see the corners are absolutely perfect. After Petra, we spent some more time in Eilat, which is kind of like Atlantic City, but no gambling. It's by the sea, it's in Israel, it's absolutely gorgeous. And all you see are the buildings and the ocean, and everybody there is super nice. And this guy happens to be the man in the Speedo that my brother was absolutely fascinated with. Lots of men wore Speedos there in Eilat, kind of disturbing. But we did get to see lots of different things, including, as you will see, Israeli folk dancing. This woman in the middle is not part of the Israeli folk dancing. She's just there because she wants to rock out in the middle of the crowd.
ריקוד לפני זוגות, ריקוד אחרון לפני הזוגות, נווה מדבר.